Xfinity race here. Cola was also here. Don't know where he went. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry guys, I'm looking for the points here for you. Entering race 3, we have McLovin up top with Wide Open Racing sitting second. Those are your two lock drivers as well. There's a 4-point gap between them, followed by Monster Racing, Coach Matt, Dash for Cash. Those guys round out your top 5, but unlike the presets that were all within 4 points, this is a huge difference. About 14 points separate our top 5 here, so the point spread is huge. However, a win gets you into the playoffs as long as you make that minimum race requirement. So it's going to be huge to try to get that victory here. Dean Clavitt out there, Mr. Lucky Man himself at Vegas, got the win last night. He's out here so he doesn't get parked. Pushed to the brink out there. He just barely got done winning at Las Vegas in the preset Xfinity. What a crazy finish that was. Came down to fuel strategy. This times to racing that we've done. We tried doing that so that no race would come down fuel strategy. Unfortunately, that wouldn't have either, but they decided caution came out just at the right amount of time that made it within a 1 or 2 lap deal on the fuel strategy. So pushed to the brink, pits last, was able to save the fuel, gets the win.
I don't think he saved fuel, you know. I think he just had a better car than they did. He didn't have to push it that hard, and he was able to last 2 laps longer than them, and that's what got him to the end.
I mean, I really think, I don't know if he necessarily saved, but I know that he did pit 2 laps later than the first pack that pit, and he was driving out by himself. We were talking about how that might be a huge difference. As he was running by himself, he might lose a lot of time, and he did lose the time, but I think because of that, he was able to come out and he was able to drive. I don't think he had to even relax. I think he was just able to drive wide open that final little bit, and because of that, he parked it in victory lane. Name untaking, the 98 car, having lag issues, has decided to back out and start in the rear. That's unfortunate, but only if you're him. If you're one of the other drivers, they're happy to see him backing out and starting in the rear. Push to the brink, said he actually had 2 laps left at the end of that race, so he knew he was good, so he was able to just drive.
Tom Horton says I'm in tears.
Tom Horton's usually crying, but that's only because he looks in the mirror on a daily basis.
Is it that, or is he crying because he's actually first?
No, he's always first in these chats, in the YouTube chats. He's pretty good about that, but you know, he's got one of those faces that only reptiles could love. We were told we can join, so I'm going to blue screen. I asked for extra invites. Of course, I didn't get those, but I do have the one. Gonna blue screen again as I send Cola his invite. Cola, when you get in here, can you send me an extra, like just 1 or 2, just in case?
Yeah.
Pole sitter here, we have Got Nub in the 21. That's who you spoke about that you said might have one of the faster cars. Dean Clavitt out there, I would never insult anybody in the chat. Tom Horton's just a special case. Waiting for this Fanatec wheel to get off of my screen so that we could see the racing that's going on.
War 6216 says Texas with Billy Holcomb. He should be pretty fast.
War is one of our guys. They tried signing him last week. Unfortunately, he hadn't reached enough races, so he had to do one more. Got Nub on the pole. Mick Lovin on second. Looks like that's Coach Matt in the 9 and 3rd. The 21 didn't want to look like the same car that you'd seen earlier, so he decided to go with the test paint scheme, apparently. Wide open in the Hellman's Mayonnaise, number 8, looking for third early as he's on the inside of McLovin as Coach Matt has made his way into second. Two bright yellow cars working together. I believe that's the 19, also in a test scheme this time. I'm not sure who's driving it. We'll scroll through and find out who these drivers are as we continue. But right now, Gottnub... Oh, that's Night King in the 19? Ooh, 3 wide battle back there as Gottnub pulling out to a good lead with Coach Matt behind him. Oh, man, there's a lot of action going on back here. We have the 19 on the inside of the 10. The 18 this time is going to be Edco. That's who we're riding along with. Wide open in the 8, Acceptness in the 10 this time as he makes contact with the 19. Rowdy in the 68, Monster in the 22, Dash for Cash, last season's runner-up in points, sitting in the 16. Puddin in the 6 this time, Honda in the 11, Doc Fu in the 44, Billy Holcomb in the 07. He's the one that we have our eyes on via War in the chat. He told us he's got a good car. Wayne Broom in the 61, also in a test scheme. This is his first race in the Custom Xfinity Series. Name untaken, the driver with the lag issues in the rounding up the field in that 98. And here comes the 21 of Gottnub, still in the lead. Coach Matt in second and McLovin in third.
One person I've been really watching is this 19 car. He looks really strong. It's, I just wonder if he's working with the 10 car to see if he can get up there. As I say that, I think he's going to move to the outside of the 10 car, and he's going to try to make the move. Turn 2. 16 gets 3 wide. 16 gets loose. 19 and the 10 are still side by side.
I was letting you take that as I was swapping over for you.
That's just allowing the 7, 19, or the 7, 21, and the 9 just to pull away from everybody else.
Yeah, but it looks like they're doing a little bit of action as I see the 9 keep peeking to the inside of the 21 up front, but definitely all this side-by-side action that we're seeing here is going to do nothing for any of these drivers, but it is only stage 1, so the guys that started in the back, we'd seen it in the first race as Captain Jack started in the rear. You don't have to win the stages, but you definitely want to try to make your way up as far as you can per stage and set yourself in a good predicament for that third stage. The 8 of Wide Open now has also separated himself from this pack as he's trying to get up to the front, and the 7 of McLovin has moved into second place now.
That was last week's winner, the 7 car. He's putting on a strong performance here this week.
Push to the brink, so I guess a lot of people wrecked the primary, so they're in the backup. That might just be the scenario. I'm trying to see if any of the drivers racing right now have a stream going. I don't see one, so that's unfortunate. We're going to try to get lucky as possible and try to tell you what's going on with the lap count, but guess what? We have no idea. Alright, battle here, 3 wide, Wayne Broom in the middle, I believe, in the 61. The 07, that's Billy Holcomb, and the 10 of Acceptness, I think that was. This is the back of the pack, you know, and this is, all this racing like this is why you're going to be running in the back of the pack. All this side-by-side action, yep, fun to watch, is going to cost you a lot of time on the track, as we're going to get back to the front as it looks like the 9 and the 7 side-by-side. Ooh, I seen some carnage back there. Might have just been cars getting loose.
Right in front of the 98 car. I think the 18 got a little bit loose. There's 14 to go.
The 7 of McLovin is in second. Gottnub still in the lead in that 21 machine. And
it's going
here,
to 13 to go.
13 to go. You heard it here first.
22 cars looking below the 8 for that fourth spot.
I'm not sure what Joshua Webster's out there trying to say. Is he said, you guys know it's so nice to watch this without lagging. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Do you usually lag when you watch it? You saying that there's no cars on the track lagging? I'm confused. But it also doesn't take very much to confuse me.
16 cars loose.
Dash for cash in the 16.
10 car is in the infield.
Teammates. The 61 of Broom is spun out as well.
Night King has spun out. Man.
Somebody must have blown a motor, and there might be oil on the track over there.
Yeah, this is where they've all been spinning at. It's on that front stretch.
The race, however, is still green.
W. Burton spun out as well.
Yeah, I'd seen him spun out with, while the 10 was in the grass. I would imagine there was some contact between those two. 11 to go, sponsored by Taddy's Confusion. Thank you out there, Dean Clavitt. These front three don't seem to have an issue with the car being loose on exit, as they're catching up to Acceptness in the 10 car to put him a lap down. That's unfortunate if you're at the 10, but we did see it happen with Hunty. Was it Hunty earlier that went a lap down early in stage 1? 10 to go, sponsored by Broom Crashing. Dean's out there trying to make jokes tonight.
At least he's keeping up with our lap count.
Yeah, I think though there's a delay, so I think that him giving us the laps is actually a little late. Like, you're going to have to do one lap sooner for it to be accurate for us. By the time we'd see it, you know, there's that little delay on the YouTube and stuff. Battle back here for, I believe it to be third place. I have no idea. But the 22, the 8, and the 68?
That's for fourth.
Oh, right, because the top three are broken out. I mean, it's crazy how much those top three are broken away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, but, you know, working together and not racing too hard. And, I mean, that does a lot in itself. And whenever you got people racing hard, that's going to slow your car down, and the top three or however many cars are in front of you, they're just going to pull off.
Yeah, and on a positive note for this pack that is racing for fourth, you know, we mentioned all you got to do is try to put yourself in predicament to be there at the end of the race. You know, sometimes you just have to give up on the stages and race for the end of the race. The stage is going to come to an end here within the next 10 laps, so they're going to be able to catch back up to those leaders, as it looks like McLovin has now actually gotten around the 21 of Got Nub.
Yeah, I just wonder if Got Nub's car is starting to, you know, fall off a little bit, or if he's just letting him go around him, trying to make a move on the last lap.
Dean, I'm not really sure how you lost track of laps when it's literally posted right above that, and then one lap later you were confused on what lap it was. Anyways, back to the racing. McLovin is in the lead in the 7. Lap traffic played a big role in that. Coach Matt seems to be falling off a little bit in the 9. That might also have to do, again, with the lap traffic. It might have taken him a little bit longer to get around. The 21 of Got Nub all over the 7. We seen these two last week at Atlanta have one heck of a finish as they were battling side by side, crossover after crossover. The final 2 laps, McLovin got the win. Got Nub finished second. I don't see Got Nub wanting to finish second behind McLovin here at the end of stage 1. Guys, in case you were wondering, that is Cola doing his lagging issue on the microphone. Sorry about that, but you got a little C3PO'd there. Got Nub to the inside of the 7. This is for your race lead. I believe they have 5 or less laps. I don't know. 6 to go now. J Money, that's an interesting YouTube name. Country Girl Brit is J Money 1219 out there. Side-by-side action still is the 21 and the 7 side-by-side as they cross the line. Give that advantage to the 7 car as they get ready to enter into turn 1. 7 still has the advantage on the outside. The 9 of Coach Matt pushing him, trying to get into the draft and also trying to get around that 21. These are your drivers battling for points right now. And with the big lead that they have, they can basically decide who gets what points amongst themselves. They're coming up on lap traffic now of the 61 of Wayne Broom. Will it play on who's going to win the stage or not? I can't quite tell. Broom trying to stay on the lead lap, but if he does go down, he wants to stay ahead of that 10 of Acceptness. I believe Got Nub led that lap as they go down into turn 1. McLovin on the outside, Coach Matt on the outside. 21 has no help down on the bottom, but he's fighting hard. 7 ducks down to the inside to go around the 61, makes a little contact with the 21. No harm, no foul. They all stay going. The 9 also trying to clear the 21. 7 drops in front of the 21. Now Got Nub has the drafting help as they do go around W. Broom out there, who has all that damage from the wreck earlier in the stage. McLovin leads that lap. 21, I believe, in second. 9 in third as they go tumbling down into turn 1. 7 trying to control the pace as he's going a little bit to the inside, little to the outside, holding the draft to those two at a constant as they're side by side on the backstretch. Entering 3, Coach Matt has now cleared the 21 and is all over the tail end of that 7. I wish I knew how many laps are left, but I would imagine we're getting down to the end here. Will the 9 make a move on the 7? I believe those two to be teammates with the NOCO team. They're still green, so that was not the end of the stage. 9 now looking to the inside of the 7. 21 has fallen off pace. I don't know what's going on there. Last couple laps, looks like he just can't quite keep up with those guys. 7 of McLovin is your race leader at this point in time. Here comes the 19. I don't know. This is the last lap, so McLovin coming off 4. He will be your stage 1 winner as Coach Matt finishes second, Got Nub third. The 10 was out of fuel or something. I don't know. The 21 spins after the line. I don't think that to be anything serious. Dean, I'm trying as hard as I can to sound like a horse. Nay. That was a pretty good stage. Those top 3 just broke away. You hate to see that if you're the rest of the field, but you also now have to plan accordingly to do something different. Ed, though, back here in that 18 has a lot of damage on the front end, as do other cars. With whatever happened there coming off 4 in that one lap, all the cars just seemed to get loose all in one lap. It was weird. It was interesting, and it played a huge role in deciding who's going to win that stage.
Now with the cars bunched back up put together, I wonder who's gonna be able to compete with this.
Got Nub. When he hit that wall and spun, looks like it did actually affect him. Gave him damages. He's now restarting 8th place. But up front we have McLovin, we have Coach Matt, we have Monster Racing, and we have Wide Open, followed by Billy Holcomb, your top 5. Going down into turn 1. Monster Racing all over the rear end of that 7 car, trying to get into second, and hopefully he can take away this time, just like the top 3 did in the last stage. 9 of Coach Matt is not leaving that bumper of the 7, as that is, oh yes he does, he drops down to the inside. He wants to be the leader. A little surprised to see that out of teammates. I expected the two of them to just stay hooked up and try pulling away. Wide Open now into third as he makes a pass on Monster Racing on the outside. Wide Open still on the outside, now side by side with the 9 car. 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, and 3 right now in this race.
I wonder if the hot side will prevail in these custom setups.
I mean, it seems to be at this point. McLovin, when Coach Matt dropped to the inside of McLovin was able to hold off. Wide Open actually went to the outside and got around the 9. And now we see the 22 trying to go to the outside. A little contact between him and the 9. The 16 decides to split the gap. He's now on the outside. That's Dash for Cash in the 16. Here comes Billy Holcomb in the blue 07s. He's trying to put his stamp on this race as he's trying to get into the top 5 right now. Wide Open clears the 9. Dash for Cash is trying to follow as he's now on the outside of Coach Matt. Monster Racing sticking on the rear end of that 16, trying to push his way to the front so that he can also get by that 9 car. Much more single file at this stage than what had happened last stage. It's good to see. Oh, 22 and the 9 make serious contact. 9 gets down onto the apron, pushes back up. The 22 ends up going high. The 07 lifts. Good move by Billy Holcomb as to not push the issue there and cause a bigger accident. So kudos to him. 21 had gotten up. He's trying to get back up into the top 3 where he was earlier. He's trying to follow the 22 car around this 9. The 9 just doesn't seem to have this stage what he did last stage.
Yeah, I just wonder if people got their Christmas in, tweak the whole car a little bit to
Yeah, I don't know if I even like that during a customs race. You really shouldn't need that pit stop to make your adjustments, as you've kind of had like all week to adjust your car exactly how you wanted it. To each their own, though. The 7 and the 8 out front still, that is McLovin and Wide Open. Those are your top 2 in points, as well as your only 2 locked-in drivers so far this season. They're trying to get a victory to stop other drivers from being able to get in. The more victories they get, the more likely we'll only have 10 in the playoffs. Coach Matt's still falling back now as Billy Holcomb has got by him. Here comes the 98 of Name Untaken, as well as the 68 car. 9 drops back down below the 98, but we're going to go a little farther up front as the 16, the 22, and the 21 have now caught the 8 car. So that 4 car pack has caught the 2 car pack.
Now I wonder if that 9 has some like brain damage. He's getting loose off.
Yeah, it looks like the handling, that car does not seem to be handling as well now as it did in stage 1. So you're right, a little bit of rear end damage would definitely cause that rear end to kick out on you a little bit more in the corners. Dash for Cash now looking to the inside of the 8. Hellman's Mayonnaise of Wide Open Racing. He's trying to take second place.
Monster Racing looking for the 3rd spot.
22 of Monster drops to the inside of the 16, drifts up a little bit. I think he's going to lose his run. Here comes the 21 of Got Nub now as he looks below the 22 car. I think the fastest short run car is the 21 car. It seems as though he seems to have the best handling and overall the fastest speed out of that machine on the short runs, but we'd seen it at the very end of stage 1. Those last couple laps on the tires, he seemed to fall off really, really bad as he couldn't keep with the 7 and the 9. Dash for Cash way to the outside. I don't know if that was intentional or if he was trying to get a run on the 8, but either way, unsuccessful. 7, 8, and 16, 1, 2, 3 here in stage 2.
Good people in the infield. I think there's a big wreck in the back.
Puddin running all by himself. Don't see any damage, but running all by himself. Looks like Doc Fu has had an incident. Looks like lag issue actually coming out of that 44 car. I don't see any other drivers that are really far off pace except for Doc Fu in that 44. Contact between the 98 and the 07 of Billy Holcomb. Got Nub still trying to get to the inside of the 22. Here comes Dash for Cash to the inside of the 8 cars. He's battling for second place now. We're going to go ahead and go boom vision so you guys can see what's going on here between McLovin, but also seeing McLovin at the front. McLovin seems to be the only driver not utilizing that apron as well. That will save your tires. As once you get onto that flat surface, it tends to burn your tires a little bit more, and that might be why at the very, very end of the run, the 7 car has the faster car.
Yeah, I was about to say, that apron, if you hit it, it takes about 1 to 2% off of your tires. That could really mean a lot in the long run.
8 of Wide Open in second. 22 catches the wall, exiting 4. 16 gets around. Here comes the 21 and the 07 of Billy Holcomb. It didn't look like it was that bad. I don't believe there was any damage from that, but his right rear did tag the wall. Here comes the 98 trying to stay in the draft. 21, 07, both looking to get around the 22 car. 16 dive bombs to the inside. 22 also looks like they both got loose. 16 and the 07 make contact. They're both spinning to the inside. 16 with lots of heavy front end damage. You hate to see that he was running in the top 5. Him and the 07 made contact. That all started when the 16 and the 21 got loose coming off of turn 2. They both shot to the inside. I think coming back on the track is what caused the incident. Billy Holcomb unfortunately wrapped up in that. The 10 of Acceptness looks like he is hating tonight as he is all over the place. 4 car battle up at the front now as the 21 seems to lost a little bit of that draft. McLovin still leading this pack. 7, 8, 1, 2. 22 sitting in third. 98 of Name Untaken started dead last in the pack tonight as he had lag issues. So he respectfully decided to start last. He's sitting in fourth. And then Got Nub in the 21 rounding out your top 5.
I wonder if the 8, the 22, the 98, I wonder if they would work together. Try to get bunched up a little bit. It seems like a good 7 car. That looks like what they're doing. I think they're working together as soon as they can catch the 7 car.
Yeah, I really like what the 98's doing. He had that lag issue in qualifying. He did reset everything, but he's kind of just been riding around these guys. The 22 went up high, so the 98 got down below, but he's kind of just been riding. But I would imagine they're getting down to the end of the stage, and he realized he's in that spot to get points now, so it's time to start pushing the issue. Country girl Britt J Money out there saying 98 from the back to the front. Yes, he is doing a great job out there, so we got a name untaken fan. Wide open in second. He's really wished the 98 and the 22 did not get side by side. He's hoping they'll push him up to McLovin, but either way, P1 and P2 right now on the track, or P1 and P2 in the point standings as well.
I wonder if the 98 has a faster car than the 22, and that's how they're gonna, try to catch the 7 car and try to get around the 8.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a better lap count. I know last night, for example, to go with what you were saying, I did not have the car to be, pulling a pack to the front, but I could definitely help push one of those drivers. So when the faster drivers were catching me, I kind of pulled off, let them go, followed them, used their draft to suck both of us up to the cars in front of us, and that might be exactly what happened there. The 98 does seem to have a strong car, as again, he did start in the back of the pack, and he has made his way up into third, but then he tags the wall. 22 now dropping to below the 98. 2 laps to go, thanks. So they're coming to the white flag, or with that delay, this is the checkered flag in stage 2.
This is the 1 to go, I believe.
Yeah, that was 1 to go, right. So this is the final lap in the stage. We're going to ride along here with the 7 car as he's looking for victory. Now, don't count out the fact that there is lap traffic right in front of him right now. That is Doc Fu and Acceptness. I don't believe him to catch those guys and put them a lap down, but they're fighting hard to not go a lap down. So McLovin has to be careful here. As the 22 car gets down below the 8, he's looking for the stage points. 98 down below the 8 as well.
Oh, that was close.
I don't know who got that stage point there.
I think it was a 98, if I'm not mistaken. He had a little bit better run coming off the corner.
So to all the viewers at home that don't know what's happening so far, we've finished 2 stages. A car has won both stages. They have turned left. There's a few drivers that have turned right accidentally and caused a lot of damage on their machine. But I do want to give a shout out right now while we end stage 2. This race brought to you by C&C Designs. The Giggity Racing clothing and apparel line is brought to you by them as well. You guys want some shirts that say Giggity Racing League? You want some tumblers, maybe a keychain? Something like that, go ahead and reach out to me or Ed, though, if you want to. We'll get you on the Facebook page. Even if you don't want something Giggity based, you just want some custom shirts and stuff like that made, go ahead and reach out. C&C Designs for all your clothing and apparel needs. Back to racing. We have entering stage 3. We have the 22 of Monster Racing in second. First time he's been in the top 2 as he's on the outside of Mick Loving, followed by Wide Open, name untaken, and the 68 car of Rowdy. Rowdy making his first appearance in the top 5.
The 22 made the move around the 7 car.
Wide Open and the 22 get around. The 68 gets up into the 98. They're 3 wide. 4 wide, 5 wide, 61 in the middle back there. Looks like might have been the 07. Can't tell. They're both solid blue cars. A little bit of contact. The 11, the 61, the 07, 3 wide, entering 3 and 4. Side by side for the race lead between the 8 and the 22. 22 gets the edge as he's now in front of Wide Open. Here comes the 9 of Coach Matt. We'd seen him early in stage 1 as a front runner. He's now into second place as he goes to the outside around the 8. McLovin's still fighting hard. He was your race leader entering this stage. He's now sitting in 5th and still under fire from the rest of the field. The 8 of Wide Open drifts up to the outside. Here comes Rowdy in the 68 looking for 3rd, followed by Gottnub. McLovin being pushed by Broom on the outside. Here comes the 11 of... I don't remember who's in the 11. Dag nabbit. 3 wide, 4 wide, sitting here for the top 5. 61 into the 11, a little bit of contact, no harm, no foul. They all save it. 3 wide, still 61 in the 7, up and into the wall. McLovin is in trouble. Sorry about that.
if that 7 car misses shift, you know, at the first part of the stage, and that's what big wreck down the front stretch. 16 involved, 19 involved, 98 involved, 61 is involved too, I believe.
I didn't see what happened. Sorry about that. I was dealing with my crazy dog.
6 car, 5 or 6, you know.
So Honda and Puddin'. That's unfortunate.
There's about 5 or 6 cars involved in that wreck.
So just like in the preset race, will that make this come down to a fuel mileage?
But you also got to think too, you know, you can have a 3-year setup, and that'll save you fuel in the long run. So, do they have to drop down to 4th and slow down, or can they keep it 3rd and, you know, push on?
That's true. Plus, the customs, you get a little bit more of a draft pull, so you can actually lift a little bit more into the corners and still stay in the draft. As we go back green, we have Monster Racing in the 22, leading the field down the 9 of Coach Matt, followed by the 68 of Rowdy, the 21 of Got Nub, and the 8 of Wide Open. The 22 of Monster holding the point as the 68 of Rowdy now looks for P2. Got Nub is going to follow the 68 with his teammate Wide Open in the 8 car following them. Here comes both those blue cars, Billy Holcomb and Broom, looking to get themselves into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Well, Holcomb was up here earlier, but Broom had that incident in stage 1. 3 wide back there behind Wide Open.
Now McLovin and Coach Matt have fallen to the back.
Yeah, I'm seeing 4 wide here with the 44 Doc Fu, the 61, the 9 of Coach Matt, 3 wide behind them as well. The 10 and the 16, their teammates. Yeah, some of our front runners that we'd seen earlier, we're just not seeing it now. McLovin put in the middle of a 3 wide, side-by-side action, Doc Fu and Broom, followed by Coach Matt, Acceptness, the 7, the 16, the 10 putting it in on the inside of the 9, trying to make it 3 wide there, 4 wide behind them. Crazy racing, little amounts of contact, and they're all still going straight. Oh, 44 gets into the 7. 7 goes flying to the inside. 44 comes back up, collects the 98. 61 looks like no, that's the 07 spinning. The 19 spinning. 44, 98, the 7 and the 6 all involved in that accident as we're back under yellow flag here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
In this last stage, things are starting to get dicey. Everybody's wanting to get to the front. But everyone knows the fastest car does not always win the race, which was proven last night. You know, some of the fastest cars, they didn't get a chance at the victory, but you know, whoever stays the cleanest and who's there at the right time, they get the win. That caution came out with 44 to go.
The last time NASCAR seen the 22 car up front at Las Vegas in the Xfinity Series was actually Chase Briscoe in a rain-shortened race. He's trying to prove that he doesn't need the rain, and the 9 car of Coach Matt just lagged out or backed out, one or the other. I don't know. He kind of drifted to the outside, and then he was just gone. The 22-21 car, first, second, followed by the 68. The 61 of Wayne Broom now moved himself into the top 4 as Wide Open sitting in P5. 61 looking under the 68. 21 shuts the door on the 61 as they're still down at the bottom. Rowdy, I like what he's doing there on the outside. The outside seems to be a strong lane here in the Custom Series.
I wonder if the 21 car has snugged this car up a little bit and, you know, looking for that long, as we have another caution come out. I was just saying, you know, I wonder if he snugged his car up to have a better long run car.
I was just speaking of how the last time the 22 won a race here at Las Vegas, it was for a rain-shortened race. I don't see a wrecked car, so maybe that was a rain-shortened incident there. Just kidding. The 44 looks like he's also backed out. That is Doc Fu. The 9 car, we'd seen him lag out. Those seem to be the only 2 cars with mechanical failure so far. The rest of the field's still out on the track driving. Ooh, that was, McLovin said that was him in the 07 of Billy Holcomb that made contact there, causing that caution. Country Caliber, doing something that nobody does. He says that Puddin is going to win this race. That is the first time anybody has ever thought that. 22 and 21 lead us to the green flag here. 40-something laps to go. Rowdy in the 68, 61 of Wayne Broom, and the, I think that's the 11 car?
Yes, that's the 11 car P4.
I don't remember who the 11 is. I keep forgetting.
It's Honda Racing.
Oh, right, Honda. Honda in a Chevy, running in the top 5. Sean Tattersall out there, he's confused as all can be as he's cheering for the Lakers in this race. Los Angeles Lakers are not in this event tonight, Sean. If they were, they'd probably still be in last place. The 22 and the 21 side by side for the lead. Got Nub has had a lot of speed all night, been running up there, as has the 22 of Monster. 68 of Rowdy trying to put his stamp on this series as he's trying to follow these two and get himself into P1. The 11 of Honda sitting, well, now 6th. This Broom just got around him and Dash for Cash put himself into the top 4. Nuka Bob out there confused as can be as he's rooting for the left swinger of the Boston Yankees, LeBron Jeter. That might be confused. 21 of Got Nub. Yeah, I heard that he was pretty good. I've just never seen him ever. 21, 22, P1, P2, 16 in 3rd. Here comes the 68 still in 4th. Is the 16 making move? Yeah, you hate to see that. Catches his right rear off the wall.
W. Brew looking strong now. 68 car looking to the inside. There's contacts. 3 wide, the 07, 10, 22, the 19 looking below the 10. The 19th looking below the 07.
Sorry about that, guys. Starting some dinner. The 18 spun around. That's Ed, though. He has some unfortunate luck. Just about the end of every race, we see that 18 car spun out. Usually not to his own fault, but that's unfortunate. But I will tell you, the 16, the 11, those guys, they were happy to see that as that 21 car just started walking away. Booger McFarland wants to mention that the 21 is driving one-handed simply because he only has one hand. Also, Country Girl Brit, the 21 passed inspection. He said the reason he's so fast is he has less weight on the left side than everyone else with missing that one hand. And to anybody that took that rude, he actually does make that joke. So, is that the 61 of Broom in the lead?
No, the 21 still in the lead. Just 60.
No, the car in first would be on the inside. The 07 of Billy Holcomb is in the lead. Followed by Dash for Cash, 21 of Got Nub, 61 of Broom, and the 19 on the inside. Here comes McLovin back into 5th as he takes it 3 wide below the 61. Test paint scheme sitting P1 and P2 with the 07 and the 21. 21 to the outside. 07 and 7 on the inside. 21, 11 on the outside. Oh, sorry, that's not 11, that's 16.
7 car gets tight, he pushes up the track. As across the line, they're coming to 22 to go.
22 to go for the 21 car. 7 comes back down, catches the 61. Yeah, a lot of hard contact there. 61 wrecked, 22 is wrecking, 68 is wrecking. Caution should be out on the speedway.
There's been quite a few more cautions this race. I don't know if it's because everybody's trying to get up to the front, or is it just people losing their setups? They're trying to make them looser to, you know, get more speed out of it. They just can't handle it. What?
I just think that they're making bold moves, Cotton.
That could be true. The 16 and the 98 on the front row.
16, that's Dash for Cash. Cotton Hub somehow keeps ending up in the lead when the caution comes out and then restarting in third. I don't know what's going on. I would assume pit stops and people using strategy to get out front, but either way, he's battling himself from third to the front. Typically on each restart, he goes to the outside of the 98, it looks like. 98 comes to the outside, not cuts his nose off, but stops the run. 68 a Rowdy looking to the inside of the 21. 98 and 21 to the inside of the 16 now. 24 laps to go on that restart. Coming to 23 to go this time. So whenever you said 22 to go, you were mistaken. Alright, good talking to you. 98 to the inside of the 16. He's going to get the lead. 16 catches the wall, comes back down on the 21, goes back up into the wall, holds it well. I don't see any harm, any foul there. The 21 sitting in second, 68 in third. Here comes the 07 in fourth.
Hard contact between the 11 and the 07.
That's a little darker.
Side by side for the lead. That's the 21 car loose to go to the outside. And I think coming off the corner, he's going to have the run to do it. His 19 car peeking into the top 5.
Got nubbed yet again in that 21 car with that short run speed. Has put himself into first, 98 in second, 68 in third. The 11 back in fourth, and here comes McLovin back into the top 5. Sorry, were you trying to talk to me there a second ago?
No, I was just going through the race action. I was just saying, you know, the 19 cars back in the close to the top 5. Yeah, it's there since the start.
And is that the 07 or is that the 61 sitting there? Those two blue cars are, I think that's the 07.
That battle for third is, the 11 car got loose, came down into 19. That sends him back up the track. I don't think a caution is going to come out.
19 and the 68 still battling here for fourth. They're still under green flag conditions. Should be less than 20 laps to go in this one. McLovin has moved himself back into P3. He's trying to get around name untaken there in the 98 Ford Mustang. The 07 of Billy Holcomb. Oh, go ahead.
98 for second.
I really like the 07 of Billy Holcomb. I think that he's had a lot of excitement there with cautions and carnage. And we don't talk about him as much on Thursdays, but he's having a really good run back there in that 07 car.
He's currently running P5.
7 goes to the outside. 98 drifts up. 19 goes down below him. They were 3 wide. 19 now P2 with the 07 of Billy Holcomb pushing him. Sorry, back to you, Cole.
Like I was saying, I think that 07, he's not content with running, just 5th or 4th place. I think he wants to go for that lead.
I agree. Unfortunately, he's got to get past those other 3 cars. There in turns 1 and 2, the 7 and the 07 making contact as the 07 is trying hard to get back to the front. That 19 car looking strong now in P2.
I think he's driving that car with all he's got. I think he's fixed his car for a long run. I've been telling him what to do here and there. And hopefully he's got the long run speed figured out. Hopefully he can get up there.
Are you talking about the 19?
Yep.
I don't know if his car will make it all the way to the front. That is a foreign engineered Toyota.
Yeah, I got stuck picking the 19. You know, that for somebody else in an unfortunate situation. I had to replace the driver in there, and this is a pretty solid pick. This is actually his first races in custom cars, and he's definitely.
Oh, big wreck. McLovin, the 98, both wreck.
Now I wonder if the 7 car's controller died or what, because he shot straight up the track.
That was unfortunate on my end. I was scrolling through the field and missed the accident. So, sorry to you viewers at home, but the 7 car is wrecked, as well as the 98. That's going to make a big change here on the top 3 as we go back green. Also, running so close to the end here, if you're the leader at Got Nub, are you going to pit and get 4 tires now, knowing how hard racing is going on behind you?
I would probably go to the pit and get 4 fresh rubbers, because if somebody don't pit or if somebody gets 2 tires and there's, say, I don't know, 10 laps left, I don't know how many laps are left right now, but 10 laps left and you're all bunched together, you're going to chew them up on the start.
21, 19, 07, 68, and I believe that's the 18 of Edtho now back to 5th. Billy Holcomb makes his way into, I believe he's going to get second as the 19 drifts up high. He was trying to pinch the 07. I believe there was a little bit of contact, no harm, no foul. The 07 is in second. Here comes the 68 to third, and the 18 of Edtho looking for fourth. That was 13 to go on the restart, so they're coming to 12 to go. 19 trying to fight hard on the outside to get himself back going. Here comes the 18 looking to the inside of the 68 for 3 wide. He thinks better of it and lifts. The 19 still fighting hard on the outside. He's now sitting in 4th, the 18 in 5th, with the 61 pushing him. 61 decides to go way to the outside. Don't know what happened there. Looks like he got tight, but the 21 Got Nub is again checking out. That short run speed in that 21 car is crazy.
Yeah, he didn't qualify on pole for no reason. You know, the speed in that car is ridiculous. It's proven here right now.
3 Toyotas battling for 4th, 1961 and the 18. Here comes the 22 of Monster Racing. He was wrecked earlier, but he was a top car. The 8 of Wide Open, the 6 of Puddin. This is a 6-car tight battle. 18 looking like he's going to split the gap between the 61 and the 19. Ooh, I thought they were 3 wide, but they were not. The 18 had enough room to go back to the outside. 19, 18 on the outside of the 61 and the 22. Trying to get the run on the outside. 98 just died. You hate to see that if you're the 98. That was a single car incident. I don't believe a caution is going to come out of that.
The 19 and the 22 have cleared that 4-car pack that they were racing with. And I just wonder if they're going to race each other or are they going to try to work together.
Yeah, up front, Billy Holcomb is all over that 21 car for the race lead here as we're coming. Should be, I believe, 10 to go. That draft, the 21 may have a fast car, but the 07 able to stay in his draft is going to be able to put down the same lap times. The 07 might have the better long run car, though. Can he get his first victory here in Giggity Racing League? Looks like he's just going to ride behind him. I think I'd do the same thing if I was the 07 right now. Kind of just ride. Make sure you're completely separated from the pack. Get a little bit more distance between you and the 68. So when you start racing side by side, it will come down to just you and the 21. Noko, yes, Cola did say rubbers. He was talking about the 4 tires with lug nuts, I believe. Hard telling, not really knowing. But the 07 of Billy Holcomb still in second, riding behind the 21. Rowdy sitting in 3rd, and it looks like Monster and the 19 sitting in 4th and 5th.
Yeah, I think the 22 and the 19 are starting to work together, and I think they're starting to catch that 3-car pull away that they...
Yeah, and then right behind those 2 cars, don't look now, but the 7 and the 8, the top 2 in points, McLovin and Wide Open, they've gotten together, and they're going to try to catch these guys as well. Anybody got a lap gun out there in YouTube land? I think we should be at about 8 to go, but I have no idea. Got Nub was in the same predicament last week, but instead of the 07, it was the 7 again. We spoke about it 2 to go. Him and McLovin changed the lead about 3 to 4 times as they were racing side by side, crossing each other over, slight contact, racing hard for the win. Got Nub came up just short, as he was just one left hand short of getting that victory last week. He's trying to do the opposite this week and come out on top in that 21 machine. 6 to go, so they're coming to 5 to go this time by.
I don't think these cars here, third, fourth, and fifth, are going to have enough time to catch that two-car away. So I think going for the win is either going to be the 21 or the 07.
21 goes high, the 07 goes to the bottom. The 07 is going to clear the 21 as they enter turn 3. 21 trying to do the crossover. He gets back below the 07. This is exactly what we'd seen last week. Not even quite the same two cars. It was 21 and 7, not 21 and 07, but that's kind of the same. Should be 4 to go now.
You and me both know. Them two races, those two cars behind them, they're coming.
Yeah, and that's a 3-car pack now, as the 22 and the 19 have caught the 68. So they really have to be careful up here at the front. 68 looks like he's going to block the 22 car. I don't know why they're racing. If they would just match up, this could be a 5-car battle for the win here. I believe we're coming to 3 to go. Looks like the 07's losing a little bit of ground. I don't know if he's trying to back it off so he can gain it and get one heck of a run coming on that 21, or maybe he used his stuff up there when he was trying to make that pass earlier. 22 and the 19 to the outside of the 68. That's for the 3rd position. 22 holds that outside line.
68 came up and gave me a little door.
22 clears the 68. But I don't think they're going to have enough time to catch these top two as we're coming to 2 to go here. 21 and 07. Got Nub looking to get his first victory. Dean, I agree. Actually, 07 made his move too soon. I agree with that. I think he might have used up his stuff. 2 to go. Coming off of turn 2, the 21 needs to make no mistakes right now, and the race is in his court.
The 19 got around the 68.
So the 22 and the 19 are there. The 07 goes way high. He's going to lose a lot of momentum, a lot of time. The 07 just lagged out.
Wow.
I don't know if he lagged out. That was weird. The way that he went way high like that. I'm not really sure what just happened. But that is... We're on the white flag. The next flag is going to end this race. The 21, as long as he doesn't smash the wall and get a lot of damage, he's going to get the victory tonight. Yeah, that's crazy how that just happened.
Yeah, he's your winner.
That is going to now lock 2 KMS drivers into the playoffs as long as they reach the minimum race requirements. But Gottnub, Wide Open, and McLovin are the 3 drivers locked into the playoffs now. This is only Gottnub's 2nd race, though. He did miss Daytona, but with a 2nd place and now a win, that is going to be looking good on his stats. Blue screened here for just a second as I invite Gottnub into the booth. I mean, that's crazy. To those on blue screen, so they didn't hear, the 19 was 3 laps down at one point, and he came all the way back and got 3rd. So what a run for him as well.
Hello.
Are you on Always Live?
Yep, I just checked.
Alright, last week it came down to just the last few laps. It was you and the 7 car. Tonight it comes down to you and the 07 car. Congratulations on your first victory here, and that will also lock you into the playoffs. How do you feel?
happy. I'm trying so hard not to cuss.
I'd appreciate it.
No problem. I'm not an RG, so.
Ooh, shots fired.
But I feel pretty good. I thought me and Billy were gonna have a heck of a race, but I don't know if you liked out or not. I saw him coming, and then like I just saw him go up top, and just his car just stopped, and I was like, what?
Yeah, we were speaking that maybe he made his move a little too soon. Regardless, you got the victory. Unfortunate events for him. That's going to lock 2 KMS of the 3 KMS drivers into the playoffs. So you guys are definitely looking good early in the season. Again, congratulations. And man, you had a rocket ship. Not only did you win the race, but you sat on the pole as well as you had the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, like I knew in testing today that like my car was very quick, especially on the long run. That's why like I noticed like once Billy started running the high line, and it like broke the draft. I started pulling away, then like he would catch back up because of the draft. But it was a rocket. I'm not gonna lie, but I just want to actually apologize to Dash. There was a couple instances like things that happened on the track, and I just want to apologize. I don't know if he got loose off at 2 the first time, and then he checked up and I checked up, but it wasn't enough, and I got into the rear end of him, and I just want to apologize to Dash.
So you heard it here first. Got Nub intentionally took out Dash because he expected him to be the next fastest. I'm just messing with you, man. Again, great race out there, bud. It was definitely an exciting one. That stage 3 was crazy with all those cautions. We spoke about how you were running up front. You had the pole, or you'd be in the lead, and then a caution would come out, and somehow you kept restarting third. I'm assuming those drivers were staying out. Either way, you were able to work your way around and get up to the front. Again, got Nub, one-handed driver on a controller, gets a victory here in the Custom Xfinity Series, sponsored by C&C Designs. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, guys. It was a blast.
On that note, guys, we are going to end this broadcast. Stay tuned tomorrow night. We have the development, both presets and customs. They're in the truck series tomorrow night, I believe, at Las Vegas. There is no racing over the weekend that's Giggity sanctioned. And then next week, we start out with the trucks going to Martinsville. But don't forget about the Giggity Get Down Sunday at noon. From everyone here, congratulations to our 2 winners tonight. And stay tuned. See you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Later, guys.